Nixtieq nirringrazzjakom tal-li inaqqadtu magħna illum f'din il-ġurnata importanti, din il-ġurnata storika, din il-ġurnata fej b'mod politiku ngħidu lill-Gvern Malti, ngħidu lill-awtoritajiet ta' Malta li aħna maħniex se naċċettaw l-abbuż li qed isir f'isimna. Bi pjaċir kbir miegħi illum għandi mistiedna speċjali ħafna, Professor Dolores Cahill. Professor Dolores Cahill is an inventor, ħanitkellem bl-Ingliż, is an inventor, founder and shareholder of companies, has been granted and licensed patents in Europe, USA and worldwide, with applications in improving the early, accurate diagnosis of diseases. Her latest business ventures include the World Freedom Alliance, Freedom Airway Custodian, with more than 20 years experience in high throughput protein and antibody array, proteomics, technology development, and so forth. She needs no introduction when it comes to the present situation. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome on Exodus TV Professor Dolores Cahill. Thank you for being with us, and we're all very keen to hear what you have to say on this very, very important day.
Morning, can you hear me okay?
Hi, good morning. Thank you very much for bearing with us with these technical issues. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here with us on Exodus TV, as well as on this live transmission to Valletta, the capital city of Malta. I think I've taken up enough of your time. I've done the introductions. Very keen to hear what you have to say.
Great, it's lovely to be speaking to everyone on World Freedom Day. And I guess what I would like to do is maybe for people to reflect on the last year and a half and to see that some of us, including the World Doctors Alliance, the members, and the World Freedom Alliance, that we have been censored in getting information to everyone, that there was never any need for the lockdown because prevention and treatments are available, like vitamin D, vitamin C, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and zinc. So now we need to reflect for the coming winter and the coming years and to assess what our governments have been doing and what the medical professionals and in the hospitals, and that much of what they have been doing has not solved the problem. So we are moving into an era of solutions, and the World Freedom Alliance is a voluntary organization, non-for-profit, not a business, but what we are focusing on is a meeting now in Denmark at the end of November 2021, and it is solution focused. And it is around providing real solutions. So if people have fear around influenza-like illness, and if there are treatments like vitamin D, C, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and zinc, then what we need to do is to provide these solutions to people. Because the people that we have entrusted, like the politicians and the doctors and the media, have not actually been communicating that there is no need for the previous lockdowns, there is no need for future ones, and that we know even in the EU alone there has been over 20,000 deaths from these clinical trials and over 1.9 million adverse events reported. So what I would be asking people now listening to this is to move into really critically analyzing what is going on, try and not be fearful, and to come with us on the journey for solutions. And one of the main areas of solutions, I would say, is for people to engage in the democratic process. So I know that you have a vote in the 13 districts there in Malta. You will have, I think 69 people will be elected. And I would encourage everyone to register to vote and to vote for freedom-loving candidates. And we have seen in America and in Ireland and in around the world that the agenda that's going on now is trying to prevent people to have faith in the voting process. And we have seen that there has been serious issues. So a huge area of solutions is for people who know about the voting system to potentially contact me. And in the World Freedom Alliance and in Custodian, which is a new initiative that I will be launching in the next few weeks, is how we can validate the voting process, potentially using things like Count My Vote or encryption technology or validation technology, or simply ensuring that the voting boxes are monitored between the closing of the count and the opening of the counting process if it's the next day. So I would encourage everyone in Malta to engage in the voting process and to register to vote now before the election is called, and to critically assess all of the candidates in Malta, and then to try and vote for some of the freedom-loving candidates. So the other areas of solutions that we need very urgently and that we will be working on is around the rule of law, to hold politicians, police and judges, if they are engaged in bringing in laws that actually are unlawful. And this is an area of malfeasance. And another urgent area is for the doctors and nurses who have often lost their jobs because they were fighting for the rights of their patients. Or we have seen that many of the elderly have died in the care homes. Their families have not been with them in their last days and hours, and that there has been 1,000-fold oversubscription of drugs that can cause death, like midazolam. And facing into the next winter, we need to engage and support nurses and doctors that have been speaking out, not only in Malta and in Ireland, but around the world, to ensure that this practice is highlighted, and in combination with whistleblowing nurses and doctors and families and the courts, that this does not happen again in October and in this winter coming forward. So just to finish off, it's an absolute honor to be speaking with everyone on World Freedom Day, and to give people hope that many of us who have been aware of what's going on for 20 years are working on the solutions to ensure that people are aware of what's going on, and that this doesn't happen again. But we do need all of you that are awake. It is probably more than half of the populations in our country, to actively engage in one project, whether it is building or supporting a cafe in your local town or village, or learning about how to support yourself by growing food, or to engage in the rule of law, notice of liability, and supporting lawful processes in your country. So thank you very much, Ivan, and to everyone there for having me on. It's an absolute pleasure. Please come and follow us in the World Freedom Alliance, the World Doctors Alliance, Professor Dolores Cahill.com, and in my new initiative, Custodian.com. And wishing everyone happy World Freedom Day, and God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Professor Cahill, I assure you that the pleasure is absolutely ours that you have been with us today. I also promise you that anything that we can do from our part to support your noble cause, we are here to be part of that solution which the world needs, but in particularly, of course, we need here to concentrate on Malta itself. We need to start solving the mess that our politicians have done on this island, and I can only reiterate how grateful I am for you to have given us this time, and I look forward very much to see how the world changes in the right direction and we replace the mess that we're in with something far, far, far more humane, decent, lawful and as it actually should be. I thank you on behalf of all the people who heard you and who will be hearing you on Exodus TV, because we intend to obviously keep transmitting this. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, and God bless you too.